Yep, that's right. Popular Volkswagen brands, Audi and Porsche, have made a move into the Formula One world. We know these brands are two of the fastest and most luxurious brands we're all familiar with, and it isn't surprising they would want an entry into the racing world. Stay tuned as we will be going through some of the latest happenings in the Formula One, what plans are cooking up, as well as some pretty shocking partnerships with other brands. Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. Something eccentric is coming in the Formula One entries, and we're just as excited as you to find out what will happen in the next few months. If you're new to this channel, make sure you like and subscribe to get more amazing videos like this. In recent months, Volkswagen Group brands Porsche and Audi have been extensively connected with the Formula One participation. Volkswagen Group CEO Herbert Diess confirmed reports about Porsche and Audi participating in Formula One in some way. The significant announcement was made during a webcast named Dialogue with Diess on the official VW Group YouTube website, and according to inside sources, something amazing is brewing. And we're excited to see how Audi and the Porsche Group intend to plan for the Formula One entry. The German automaker has been pressing ahead with its Formula One intentions, and recently stated in an official declaration that the definitive green light would come when Formula One's new engine rules for 2026 were finalized. The CEO has said that using the VW name in Formula One doesn't suit the brand and it will not participate. Instead, the two cars will enter the tournament under their own identities. According to Diess, the rule changes scheduled for 2026 are the ideal time to enter the race. Porsche and Audi are both stressing their commitment to top-tier racing beginning in 2026 when combustion engines will operate on entirely sustainable synthetic fuel. The VW Group's senior brass stated that developing an F1 engine takes 3 to 4 years. Therefore, a choice had to be taken sooner rather than later to be ready for 2026. Why Formula One and not another motorsport discipline? Diess influenced the group's decision by stating that the competition is growing exceptionally as well as globally. The 63-year-old businessman feels that exposure has expanded significantly in the United States, while an increasing number of Asians are watching Formula One. If Porsche and Audi had merged at a time when there were no substantial regulatory changes, Diess believes it would have taken the VW Group 5 to 10 years to fight for the title. Starting in 2026, when the cars will have all new engines, the playing field will be level. Both brands have begun engine development, but no decision on how the two will successfully enter Formula One has been made at this time. The CEO of the Volkswagen Group stated that the Zuffenhausen brand had made more progress in this area. Porsche, according to current speculations, will cooperate with Red Bull. What about a partnership between Porsche and Red Bull? While Porsche remains tight-lipped about its plans, multiple sources claim that talks had taken place with Red Bull, which recently established a powertrain division. Initially with the intention of building and servicing the Honda F1 power units they acquired the intellectual property for when the company exited at the end of 2021. One possibility is to create a joint venture with Red Bull overseeing and funding the project and Porsche providing powertrains. A deal like this would give the energy drink firm a prominent automotive partner. At the same time, Porsche would have access to the talents of Adrian Newey, the most successful F1 design brain in Formula One history, and the excellent technical team in Milton Keynes, including the regulation necessity of providing customer teams if called upon, while allowing Porsche to acquire all the information for a number of cars, unlike Honda, which only recently won once and began supplying numerous teams. The key area of contention is whether Porsche insists on producing power units in Germany, or is it ready to relocate to Red Bull powertrain factory in Milton Keynes, which will no longer produce Honda engines due to an agreement to source unbranded units straight from Japan. In the meantime, a full-fledged Formula One engine operation remains vacant, seeking a tenant. Porsche's is the simplest of the two to approve. In 2020, they earned €4 billion on 260,000 unit sales, whereas Audi earned a $2.7 billion from 1.1 million unit sales. In other words, Porsche's return on sales was 15.5%, 3 times that of Audi, making it impossible for the major boards to reject Porsche's idea, especially since 2 senior Porsche family members have supervisory board votes and their surname is above the door. Audi's involvement is less apparent. They were considered to be close to a contract with McLaren. Still, both companies refuted the rumors, and the German journal Automotor and Sport said that Sauber, Williams, and Aston Martin are now more plausible choices. Audi has already made an approach to McLaren for €650 million, according to the German daily Automobilwoche. However, according to Automotor and Sport, the Woking-based team is unwilling to sell, and the Audi-McLaren discussions may have hit a standstill. How would the Volkswagen Group's brands finance and Formula One program? According to reports from Ingolstadt, Duesman has been advised that any Audi F1 endeavor must be self-funded. However, this isn't a problem, especially since F1's budget cap has improved revenue structures, and worldwide reach should make this possible if the team performs well and finishes 5th or above. That aside, consider that in 2020, the last year on record, Mercedes high-performance powertrains, the Formula One engine division, reported a turnover of around $240 million, of which approximately 70% was directly attributable to Formula One engine operations, resulting in $170 million spread across the 3 teams it then serviced. All engine suppliers' teams are in favor of some sort of cost and testing constraints, with a figure of $100 million per year per supplier mooted, though finer specifics, such as the supplementary expense to allow for multi-team supply, must be worked out, as to make exact concessions for newcomers. In Neuburg, Audi Sport has a full-fledged motorsport operation near Ingolstadt. The teams that designed and built the Le Mans winning battery and flywheel hybrid units are mostly in place, having shifted their focus to Formula E and Dakar, the latter with the e-tron buggy, which made its debut this year, scaring the competition with some spectacular performances, and could easily be switched to Formula One. Significantly, Porsche and ExxonMobil, Red Bull's fuel and lubricant partner, are presently cooperating on the development of e-fuels, synthetic fuels generated from hydrogen and collected carbon dioxide. They intend to put the second generation of racing fuels through competition testing. When mixed with existing ICE passenger car fuel regulations, e-fuels could reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 85%. Audi and Porsche go head-to-head. The VW Group is unique in its use of head-to-head competition. Whereas most multi-brand corporations discourage inter-brand rivalry, Volkswagen actively supports it on the grounds that Audi, Bentley, Lamborghini, and Porsche compete in open markets and should be prepared to show themselves in open competition to the advantage of all breeds. It remains to be seen if such a mentality swings a bold vote in Audi's favor. In any case, it is pretty likely that at least one VW brand would commit, and another supply is also desperately needed. Following Honda's departure, 3 engine suppliers will remain in 2026: Ferrari, Mercedes, and Renault. If another manufacturer leaves Formula One and automakers are known to come and go, the sport would be down to 2 suppliers, neither of which wants to provide 5 teams. Non-work teams would be completely at their mercy. However, the all-powerful Works Councils, who convened their AGM in February, have major board participation, may potentially stymie VW Group's projects. As a result, the next 2 months will determine the future landscape of Formula One. If neither VW brand enters Formula One, the sport will be at the whim of existing engine suppliers, with little chance of attracting another manufacturer. According to a source, the municipalities vowed to scupper any Formula One proposals and tabled a vote to that effect. The flashpoint was recent remarks by the VW Group chairman, Herbert Diess, that up to 30,000 people might be laid off as a result of electrification. After all, if Audi and Porsche refuse to enter after all this time, effort, and senior engagement, what chance does any manufacturer have of making a last-minute choice in time for 2026? Formula One must get this off. What about the motor engines? Audi Sport and Porsche Motorsport are said to have collaborated on the new powertrain. Although the VW team preferred an ultra-high-performance 2.0-liter 4, which was part of the so-called global engine project from the start, the FIA chose the 1.6-liter V6 turbo, which was a need for Ferrari to remain in Formula One. The combustion engine will be assisted in the future by 475 bhp of e-power, about quadruple the current output, fueled by sustainable fuels and free of the temperamental MGU-H energy regeneration technology. Following another absence in 1987, Porsche returned to the Aero squad in 1991, supplying engines. These V12 engines are a development of TAG V6s used in McLarens, but they proved to be excessively heavy, sluggish, and unreliable. Porsche withdrew from Formula One once again and has not been part since. Audi has never competed in Formula One, but it and Porsche have enjoyed immense success in almost every other kind of motorsport, including endurance racing, Formula E, and rallying. Porsche and Audi's vehicles have won the 24 Hours of Le Mans event a total of 32 times, but Diess stated that both firms, particularly Porsche, would reduce their other racing commitments to focus on Formula One. And it's a wrap for today, guys. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, like, and share this video with anybody you believe may be interested in historical occurrences like this. Also, if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.